2. Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. Final segment, we're up at Greenmount Station. We are in Carroll County, doing it the way they only do it up here. Those crab cakes. Matt Skura's got 2 to go. So we had the debate, and this is a very typical debate of mine, not just where's the best crab cake and all that. It's fried or broiled. And I'm in Matt's ear, and I'm like the guy in Animal House with the pitchfork. Fried. Somebody else, you got broiled. You got to play on Sunday. And so Chris has decided to give you the. And this is tough on a Pittsburgh guy who's grown up on Permanis and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and then went to Duke. You've really moved up here. I don't know that you're going to be able to. This is going to be tough to sustain this Baltimore thing for you, especially for your family. But you're getting a fried one and a broiled one, and at some point around 10 o'clock tonight, Matt will text me and give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down. It's fried, dude. Trust me. You're a big guy. You're going to like it fried. So, for you with the Pittsburgh thing, you're calling broiled?
Wow. Got a mutiny here.
It's been a while since I've been to Carroll County.
Go back to Dundalk.
So, hold on. So you're saying to me, like, you don't eat fried stuff in Carroll County? Broiled crab cakes. You don't like them crispy. My mom would say, you don't know what's good, is what my mom would say. What do your parents and your family make of this Baltimore-Pittsburgh thing? And the only story I give you, the first one, Dave Zastidal was a punter and a quarterback at Ohio University. We drafted him in to be a punter. He's left-handed. He was from Cleveland, and I mean from Cleveland. Every person in his family hated Art Modell. They hated everything about Baltimore. And then he gets brought in here, and he gets a purple sweater. His family would come. He would do my show. His brother would come and wear brown stuff, like at my shows and stuff. And then years later, he was a free agent. He signed with the Browns. So his family's happy. So for you, you don't have to be honest with me and tell me one day you want to be a Steeler. But for your family, this is family business. This is tough to come down here and put purple on. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Even after 4 years being in Baltimore, I always say they kind of keep the Steeler stuff in the back of the closet. But they have fully invested in like the Ravens gear, the jerseys, everything like that. So that's been good.
They do not fly a flag in front of the house with yins and that downtown, right? I mean, not at all, right?
No.
Now, where's your hometown?
Fox Chapel.
All right. So they're the only Ravens family there.
Yeah, so we're now in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
And so
they're out.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Columbus is much more neutral. We got a big melting pot of, we got Cincinnati, we got Cleveland, and we got Pittsburgh.
But mainly Ohio State.
I was going to say, mainly Buckeyes.
Yeah. But yes, mainly, Ohio State is the professional football team in Columbus. So.
Hang on, Sloopy, hang on.
Yeah.
O-H-I.
Yeah, so I definitely have, like, a ton of teams that everyone hates here in Maryland. So it's fun. It's entertaining.
Nobody likes to put on the purple but us. That's what I like. It's Baltimore versus everybody, which is, I got that shirt on the front of my Facebook right now. This Miami trip started off hot weather, Arizona next week. I think for the fans, we all look at the Kansas City, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh thing. But head down on Miami. Must be hard to prepare for a team that sort of ripped itself apart in the last week and a half. I mean, I had the Miami writers on this week, and these are the guys like Luke that have been around the team. They literally say their depth chart is empty on O-line because they've emptied out their O-line. This is kind of a weird game for you guys to go down and start the season down there because the place is going to be empty. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I've heard that from everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different. Just, within this past weekend, just all the different transactions they made. So they've got a lot of guys who are stepping in now into roles that, they were probably, okay, we're, 6 days away from the game. I'm the backup Mike linebacker, or I'm the second string left tackle, or, I'm the fifth or sixth wide receiver. And, on Sunday of this week, they're like, all right, now you're the starting Mike linebacker, you're the starting left tackle, you're one of our biggest role guys. And I think they released their long snapper too of 15 years.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We're trying to get eyes on as many people as we can from the preseason, get a read on who played where. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be
That's
interesting.
all you got, literally, right?
Yeah,
Literally.
it's all we got. And, they have a new defensive coordinator, so we're trying to look at all the Patriots stuff and look at some of their Miami stuff too. And, it's going to be interesting, but you can never take an NFL team lightly no matter what. It doesn't matter. They're still very good players, and you got to go in there with the right mindset.
I'll be cocky. You be calm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, with a new coaching staff on top of the roster changes and being week one, it's challenging enough sometimes when you're playing a first-year head coach in week 7, but it has to be probably more of a challenge for the coaching staff to kind of expose you guys to the right information, the right tape, to really feel like you have a good handle on what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, week 1 is always the toughest because there's no real game film out on anyone yet, and just you're pretty much trying to prepare for anything and everything that could possibly happen. And so, that's been the most difficult part for us. And then on top of, them moving guys around, I think that's also, I want to say it's necessarily a problem, but it's just just an added layer of things that we're going to have to figure into our game plan. And so, it's definitely going to be interesting, but we're ready to get the game rolling and see what they're going to give us.
Has this been an easier offseason for you, like that you're established, that your family knows where you are, that you have a job and can go and compete? Do you feel a little more calm going into this? And maybe more prepared than the nervous part of, as you pointed out, the backup Mike linebacker or the backup to the backup left tackle who's got to start in Miami. You remember what that was like and what that feeling was like. It feels to me like you guys have had more certainty around here than maybe we have as fans. You guys have been together for 6 months. For a lot of us, we're getting a scorecard out and saying, which number's Earl Thomas wearing and what's Marlon wearing? I think there's still a little bit of that's going to happen Sunday at 1 o'clock too.
Yeah, and I think so. And, once we get all the new draft guys in April and March and throughout the offseason, we kind of get the personality of the team. We get guys in the locker room. We start gelling together, building that chemistry because it's really important for really us to know each other. And so, I think it's going to be a huge part of our success this year, especially on the offensive line. I think chemistry is a huge part of playing well, understanding each other, and knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, for me, it was definitely you're comfortable, but you're like, man, I still got to keep the foot on the gas pedal because, as soon as you let off, someone right behind you is trying to catch right up. So that's kind of how I always keep the mindset is just keep moving forward and just trying to put your best out there.
We asked you about left guard earlier, but with
now we're going to ask again.
With so many different guys rotating in and Marshall even missed some time during training camp, how much does that help you playing with so many different guys, understanding the leadership role you take as a center where on any given day you had different guys practicing on either side of you?
Yeah, I think some people would look at it as a disadvantage, but I think it can be an advantage for us because, unfortunately injuries or, someone's shoe falls off in the middle of the game and has to go out for a play. You never know. Sure. And so you've been around a bunch of different guys and you know how they play. You've had experience with them either in practice a bunch or out in games. When it's a preseason game, Marshall's not a right guard, and you either got, Ben or Bose or James or whoever, and it's their first time getting in a game, and you can kind of see in their eyes, you're like, hey, let's calm down. Let's just communicate, do our jobs. If you don't know something, ask, and we're just going to roll with it. And if you make a mistake, just go on with the next play. So I think that's been a huge part for the offensive line this year is just a lot of the older guys helping the younger guys out in those games. And, when we come off to the sideline, if we have any problems, we, iron them out. And so, I think getting a bunch of different guys in different positions has been good. We've been able to, figure out the communication styles for everyone. And, I think it's been actually a positive thing.
Well, we're out of time. We were going to talk about Duke, but we're not going to now.
Excited about Daniel Jones?
I am. I hated that he was getting a ton of scrutiny because he is such a good kid, and I knew him personally, and I'm glad that he's had a really strong preseason and kind of so far proven people wrong, and I don't know when his chance is going to be during this season, but hopefully when he goes out there, whenever he does really well. And
my friend who's been a beat writer for 40 years, Clark Judge from Talk of Fame Network, had him on. And the first thing he not even on the air, he's around the Giants. He's like, you got all those Ravens things. Jones is going to play up here. Eli's not. Jones is going to play up here. It's the first thing he said to me, not even on the radio. So, he's behind your guy. And I think people are getting behind. In the same way here, we all love Joe Flacco. There's nobody in here that doesn't love Joe Flacco. But there comes a time where we now love Lamar. He's our guy, and I think that's where it is. And I think for the relationship you have with a guy that you believe in from afar, that's that speaks volumes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm just really excited for Daniel and his career because I know he wants to do really well. He's a super smart guy. He studied econ at Duke, so I was like, all right.
Wait, must be smart. He went to Duke.
You could take arts and crafts at Duke.
Arts and crafts.
Well, you were an athlete, so tell me about it. How do they do it in the ACC? I forgot. It's been a while.
But I'm excited for him and all the guys that are on teams now. I'm cheering for all those dudes.
It's always the smart guys that laugh at my jokes. I appreciate that. Matt Skura, Al Raven Center. We're going to get it going in Miami this weekend. Luke is in Owings Mills. I'll be in Miami. We'll be back. We're swabbing for There Goes My Hero. I got big events here. I got to tell everybody about the October Taste. It's on October the 10th. That's almost my birthday next month. Food, hope, and spirits at the Lord Baltimore Hotel for There Goes My Hero. Also want to give some love to Fremont Mortgage and Carl Delmont. Also Chris and everybody up here at Greenmount. And the incredible family vibe we always have up here. Somebody brought a ball up. They said every person we've ever had here has signed the ball. Going back to like Jameel McClain, and I saw Steve Smith on the ball, and Dennis Pitta's on the ball. So it really brings back some great memories. The OTB, if you haven't been up here to Carroll County and Greenmount Station, get on up here. Get your crab cake fried, not broiled. And watch them boo you while you enjoy your fried crab cake the way God meant for it to be. All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Luke.
it.
All right, my wife, everybody
you.
up here. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 WNST, Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking beating the fish on Sunday in Miami.